Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name's Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter. I've been off again for about a week, so I want to get back in the cycle and talk to you about things that are going on in St. Peter. So it's the 5th of March. It's about 2:30, 2:45 in the afternoon. Beautiful sunshine, a little bit chilly, beautiful sunshine, but let me hit to it right away. First of all, I want to talk about the Chamber of Commerce had a housing dialogue last Friday, and so I really appreciate them providing us an invitation, because certainly the city has a lot to do with housing within our community. Hundreds and hundreds of you live in housing that's been developed through the city and is a part of the city work, and so we're excited to have you as members of our community. Part of our role in some of these meetings is to be a data provider. Sometimes it's a thought provoker, sometimes it's an idea sharer. And I thought it was a really good meeting to encourage and share information and try and figure out what we can do. And there are a couple of issues that I think are really important where we struggle, where I hope that we as a community can continue to do better. So one of which is we certainly need additional lot development. And so those are larger lots, 10,000 square feet or more, where houses that are 240, 250 and above can be built. We have lots of the smaller lots for those starter homes, or maybe it's those downsizing homes, and so we do really well with that, but we need some bigger lots. And so working with developers, working with some of the banks, working with the chamber, some of the contractors, I think is very important for us, and we want to be open to a lot of those ideas. And so again, I thought a really good meeting, a lot of great discussion, and so hopefully we can go forward. But I want to share some information. Hopefully you can see this. This is a table that was put together, and so this measures building permits within town. And so you can see years on this edge and the number of single family and townhouse development, and then multifamily apartment buildings, those kind of things that were built there. So you can see that in 2018 we had 20. You can see kind of what the averages are. I will mention up here, and somebody, I think it was Patty Pearson from RE/MAX mentioned it up here, these are years where the city was very involved in building first-time home buyer housing, entry-level kind of housing. And so I think if you average this off, we're doing pretty okay, but from my perspective, the area where we struggle most is trying to get some of those bigger lots built. We only have maybe a half a dozen, maybe just a few more than that. And so that is an area where we got to do some work and figure out how to help developers or incent developers or let developers know that there's availability within the community. I think from my perspective, I'm going to encourage the council to talk and think about two things. We are, I think, going to do another request for proposal for some land that we own on the west edge of town to see if a developer might be interested in moving forward with some lots there. I think we also are going to take a look at and think about SAC and WAC fees. And even though I think what we've decided and what we've done over the last years is very logical, there are other paths that may be equally logical. And so I think those are things that we got to think about and talk about as we try and move additional housing forward within our community. I think everyone at the meeting, chamber members, developers, builders, realtors, bankers, all agreed that a nice steady pace of housing development is good overall for our community. And so, well, what can we do to help make that go forward? So anyway, thanks to Ed at the chamber and Ken Rosso, who was kind of the host for that. He's chair of the Public Affairs Committee. And so thanks for inviting me, and happy to have that discussion. Snow removal. Oh, man, be patient. Someone was telling me just the other day that certainly March is the snowiest month in Minnesota, and so the average that we see is somewhere in excess of 20 inches. I don't know where he put 20 new inches of snow, so hang tight and be patient with us. I think our crews have done just a really excellent job, but with so much snow, such an unusual year, we're running out of places to store it. We're running out of boulevards to stack it on. God, at my house, I'm running out of room at the end of the driveway to throw it up on, probably like you are. So hang in there. But we do want to make sure people understand that we put together a program in conjunction with the school district to help with snow shoveling. So contact us about that. I'll have a little bit of information kind of underneath the link here for this. And also, we want to make sure people understand that you still got to clean off your sidewalks. People use those sidewalks and at those crossings, and I know we might come back another time and kind of plow it in at the corner, but you still got to get out there and clean those sidewalks. People use them, students use them, people push strollers, people in wheelchairs use them. We've got a really walking, running community, and so without that being clean, they just can't get around. So we really want to again, encourage you to participate in that. And the last one, when people cooperate and get their cars off the street voluntarily, that's the best. It helps us clean from curb to curb. It means that you don't get a ticket. It means that your car doesn't get towed. It means that your neighbors aren't mad at you for leaving your car on the street, and then it leaves a big ice chunk for them later. So boy, when you see it's going to snow, get your cars off the street. We tweet, we Facebook, we do all kinds of stuff about that. So again, really want to encourage people to get off the street. And remember, even if you are on the street and you get plowed in, and then you dig your car out and you park it 2 feet away from where that big pile of snow is, my plows can't quite get in that tight. So you got to park a long way away, 100 plus feet away from where that pile is, so that we can get the plows in there to make sure that things are cleaned out. So don't park at or near where you were parked before. So anyway, having you cooperate makes the world of difference on snow removal within our community. So thanks for those of you that are cooperating, and for those of you that aren't, please do. We could use the help, especially this year. I also want to mention the rec brochure, although this is the brochure for the winter time. You can see this is what it looked like this winter, and it comes, so winter brochure. The one for summer will be coming out in just a few weeks. So it comes to your post office box, your mailbox, but you can also see it on our website. That's really a big one because it's all the summer plans and activities, not only for the city, but for community education. So watch for that. Be ready to sign up for that. There are going to be some fantastic summer programming. And now that I'm talking about summer programming, we have jobs for all kinds of folks over the summer, whether it's at Public Works or working in rec department. So applications are open right now on the city's website. We'd love to have you apply and see if you're a great fit, whether it's weed whipping or working at the pool or helping teach kids t-ball. We need lots of folks to do that, and so you might be just the right person to do that. So watch for that if you would. Also want to mention a joint meeting a week or so ago. The city council and the school board had a joint meeting, and it went really, really well. We talked about 3 primary issues: demographic changes within our community. We talked about Community Spirit Park, and we talked about SRO, or School Resource Officer, and what should happen there. We have a school resource officer currently. Do we need another one? Are there better ways to do that? Is this the way to go? Really the initial stages of that discussion. But that meeting was a little bit less than an hour, and I'm going to put the YouTube link underneath here too. So if you want to watch it and hear all that really important discussion between those 2 important groups, the City Council and the school board, we'd encourage you to watch it on YouTube. It's on the City of St. Peter channel, just like all our council meetings and other meetings that we have. But I think it'll be very interesting if you take a few minutes. Well, it's about 55 minutes. If you take 55 minutes to watch it, I think you'll learn a lot about how the elected officials think about it, some of the history on demographics, SRO, and Community Spirit Park, and some of the thoughts going forward. So I'd really encourage you to take a watch on that if you haven't already. Okay, now a couple of quick ones. We continue to work on the pavilion. If you're interested in participating, we do have an ability for you to participate financially and have your name or name of a loved one on the pavilion. So we want you to watch for that. I also had a great meeting last week with a number of the churches about solar choice and subscribing to solar energy in St. Peter. It's not just available for churches. You can do this at your home or your business. We'd love to talk with you about how you can get some of your power from the sun and how subscribing to solar energy can be a benefit to you and to our community and make you feel good by being green and owning your own little piece of the sun. So I wanted to mention that one to you. As I mentioned, here, I got to grab this other one if I can find it quick. Hopefully I can find it fast. Here's how you contact me if you want more information on stuff. Here's the list. You can email me at the address there. You can check us out on our website, stpetermn.gov, or we would love it if you like us on Facebook. You can give me a call. We also tweet, so you can see some things on Twitter. We don't Instagram yet. Somebody told me we should Instagram. I got to get there, but we're tweeting, and so maybe in the not too distant future we'll be Instagramming. And there's our YouTube channel, City of St. Peter, Minnesota. We'd really encourage you to check it out. Whew, that's it. About 9 minutes and 36 seconds of State of the City. Thanks for clicking on us. We really appreciate you watching. Let me know if there's topics that you want to cover. I'll be happy to cover it in next State of the City. Thanks again. Have a great rest of the week.